Imagine going outside as you hear gunshots and seeing two bodies run past your house, and the next time you blink, you are sentenced to life in prison. This is the story of Stephen Patterson, another innocent man that had part of his life took from him. Around 5 p.m., a gang who goes by F13 stood in front of an apartment as they were reapproached by a black man that was thrown racial slurs and gang signs at. However, this time the gang was frightened as he brought another individual along. Allegedly, the black man was Patterson, as he was declared the one who would soon pull out a handgun and started viciously shooting. Colleen Enriquez, who was the daughter of Esther Gonzalez, came from the inside of their house after hearing 5 bullet shots, only to leave Gonzalez calling 911 as Colleen stood over an individual from the gang, Olivia, as he had lied there with a bullet-shot wound in his head and was inevitably declared dead at the scene. Enriquez told police that she had recognized one of them, but didn't have anything such as his name to identify him by. Later on, she had revealed that Patterson was indeed a suspect. However, Patterson's story was entirely different. After hearing shots fired, Patterson went to his front porch after being on the phone in his house. As he stood there on the porch, he was officially considered a witness not perpetrator. 2 Third World Party suspects included him in being nothing but a witness to the crime like they all were.
Yeah, the announcement was made at a news conference, which was delayed more than an hour. That's because Patterson was across the street at the criminal courts being exonerated by a judge. He then came to the Hall of Justice, and I want to show you that video. Take a look. He was surrounded by his family, and after almost 2 decades, Stephen Patterson is finally a free man. DA George Gascon says there is irrefutable evidence he is innocent, adding that he was convicted on a sole eyewitness account that identified him as the person who shot 16-year-old Yair Oliva in 2005 in South LA. Trouble is, that testimony was contradicted by several other eyewitnesses, and Patterson had a solid alibi. What's more, police failed to follow other leads, according to the DA, and the then 19-year-old was sentenced to 50 years to life. Patterson never gave up, neither did his mother, who hired a private investigator who uncovered new evidence. The Innocence Center then entered the fight, and the DA's Conviction Integrity Unit agreed to look at the case, and that led to his freedom.
Stephen's story had a happy ending as he was eventually exonerated in 2024. However, what does this mean for the justice system? If no one else testified against him and the policemen weren't correctly doing their work, then why was a life sentence granted? That's why organizations such as the Innocence Center is much needed in society. Cases like this have inspired the movement behind TTMEs. Take Trips mentally, emotionally, spiritually, who work tirelessly to reduce the recidivism rate of incarcerated and detention youth of color once they are released from the system, to provide them with adequate aftercare services. Many forget about the challenges that many face when they re-enter society, so that is why we have services such as mentoring, job readiness, parent support, and a plethora of more. Because the story doesn't end when you get out of prison, it only begins.